series is obviously rooted in fan fiction, but I'm curious for you guys, like if there was like one piece of pop culture that was like your own after series, what would it be about?
Oh, maybe Star Wars. Star Wars or Star Trek or I'm not sure. Star Wars. Yeah, I was very, very, I cried. I still cry if I watch the Force Awakens trailer. And you know, midnight premiere, walking up the streets with my friend with lightsabers with it, and all the cars that would pass, we would just
Yes. So who's your favorite Star Wars character that you would maybe want to focus on?
like that I would want to play, or just my favorite
Who you would want to play?
Oh, I don't know, a new one. The first one, I think she's more I see her as more as like a curled ball, and she's sort of expanding, and I feel like she has more confidence, and she has a stronger, I mean, she's more comfortable with her sexuality, she's more comfortable with her body, sure, but I also feel like she just has more confidence in herself and as a woman, and more experience now in certain areas of life. I think I would just say communicate, but I would say that to everyone. Communication is so important, and it's not just about doing it, it's about how you do it, because it really is a skill. I was listening to this podcast by Brene Brown the other day about apologizing, and that saying this isn't actually an apology, you have to say it this way. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's fascinating, and that's true. So I think communication is key.
I'm curious, your relationships with the books right now, do you guys like staying in the moment with them, or do you kind of like to read ahead and see what happens next for them?
That's interesting, because I think you can look at it the same way as you look at a script. For me, I read all the books before I started, because I wanted to know the journey, and I wanted to know the arc, and it's the same as a script. Like, it would be nice if everything was shot in order, and you didn't have to read ahead, and you could like be in the moment. But I think it's just with the realities of filmmaking, it's not practical or feasible. So I read ahead.
Yeah, I have a pretty different process to Joe, especially given the first book being written from Tessa's perspective. It was a conscious decision for me to not read the books, and because unfortunately the scripts just simply cannot encompass everything that's in the books, as I say, made a conscious decision not to read them and really make my source material be only the script. But having Anna Todd so close with us all the time, she's kind of our go-to rule book for making sure we stay in line with the books.
That's really interesting, and it's interesting that you have like you have the inner voice of Tessa to kind of work off of. Is there something specifically about that kind of helps you that the script maybe doesn't give you?
Well, yeah, when you have when you've got 1,000, 2,000, I don't know how long it is, but pages of someone's like internal dialogue, you really just get to know their thinking process and how they react in certain situations, and just it's just sort of like having a window into someone's brain, just in a general sense. I think it's really helpful.